Quickly, thanks for all the love in the last vid. Like, subscribe this one. Let's get it. Start off. This man, Emmanuel Quickly, be getting disrespect thrown on his name, talking about worst contract in the league. At least how people talk about him, they talk about like he's one of the worst. I understand people thinking he's not worth the money he's not worth. Maybe it's a slight overpay. Maybe we're projecting with how much we're paying him at the moment. But to say he's the worst, even one of the worst contracts, when there's people like Bradley Beal making over 40 mil, no trade clause, and Phoenix talking about buying him out. They can't make moves. That's worst contract. People like Paul George got the max extension. Team ended up in the lottery the next year. He had one of his worst, I think the worst season he's had in his career. That's worst contract. Emmanuel Quickly, nowhere near. Nowhere near. Buddy was injured all last year. In the first year the contract kicked in, and people want to talk so negatively about it. And I can hear some points. Again, the Raptors are expensive. The Raptors are this, the Raptors are that. He's not proven, but I don't know. I feel like people take it too far. So Quickly, for the next 4 years, is gonna make 32 mil annually. And again, it's pretty rich for a guy of Quickly's abilities, a guy of Quickly's, I should say, his accolades so far in the NBA. He is a runner-up, sixth man of the year. That's it. That's it, and he got a big payday. He had a good season with the Knicks before he joined, but so far he's had a short but shaky playoff career. Again, only two times he's made the playoffs with the Knicks, but those two times he's been pretty poor. Poor efficiency shooting, assist numbers low. I think only averages one assist. More turnovers he averages. For a backup point guard, that is not what you want to see, especially now that he's becoming a full-time point guard. This is this is not the production you expect. Saying that, when he joined the Raptors, he played 38 games for us, and those 38 games he played pretty damn good. Him, RJ joining the team, like, nah, they were pretty damn good. I want to say he almost tripled his assist numbers. Scoring went up, and those are like the box score watching stuff. But like seeing his transition to Toronto, seeing the team he's joining, he became way more of a leader. Hearing him talk, he sounds educated. He sounds like he cares about like his progression in the league, getting better. And to me, those are all great things. We got a Quickly version that's going to be better than he was with the Knicks. And if that's a six-man of the year runner-up minimum, that's not bad. But again, that's not 32 mils worth. But he has improved since that moment, where I don't feel like the price tag is that crazy. That crazy. Come on, let's level. 32 mil. That's like getting paid. Who gets paid around that much? DeJounte Murray, Jeremy Grant, and Jordan Poole. These are Emmanuel Quickly's peers. Ain't no way he can't sit at the table with these guys. He is at minimum around these guys. If not, better than every single one of them. And all those guys are on multiple year contracts too, none expiring. So talking about value, I feel like we have the best value in that range of contract, at least compared to all those guys. There may be a better contract out there, but again, we're talking about the worst. He's being labeled as one of the worst, and he is far from that. Again, he was injured all or majority of last year. I think he played 30 games for us. 30 games for us. He played more games for us when he joined the Raptors, right before the deadline, than he did all of last season. Of course, like it's the timing. He gets this, he gets his big payday the first year of it. he don't play too much. The stigma around him is going to be bad. I get that, but I feel like the conversations go a little too far with him when at worst, I said this in the last video too. At worst, we may have overpaid these guys a bit, but to trade them, to flip them in the trade is not going to be hard. Again, these are not scrubs. I feel like Quickley is going to be a damn good player. Like, we have not seen the best of him. We have not seen the best. When he plays one full season with us next year, I feel like that's going to be the best Quickley we get. And if overall this team still does not reach their goals, their personal goals, he's not going to be a guy that's stuck with the team because no one wants to take on his contract. I don't feel that. I feel like he's way better than that. You got to prove it, of course. This a little bit of projecting. This is going off of the small sample size we have of him as a Raptor, him as a main point guard, main facilitator. He still has to prove it, but just too much disrespect. Too much disrespect. I feel like context matters with a lot of conversation. When you're deep diving a player, trying to analyze his value, his worth to a team, the league, context matters. And I feel like a lot of people forget that this man had not played a lot of games. He has not played a full season of games for the Raptors still. And he's going into his third season with us, second full season. Team around him hasn't been healthy. Again, he's come into a team, even when he did play, the roster around him wasn't that good. Wasn't that good. And he still showed a lot of positives. Defensively, he has to get better. It is what it is. He shows effort. He's not a guy that you can knock his effort. But at the end of the day, he is a guy that other teams are gonna target. Our backcourt is not ideal defensively, so we need him to really show us all he got. But besides that, he just got to be him. He got to be skipping. He got to be pulling up from three, be our best 3-point shooter. We really need that. But I have high hopes for this guy, for his career, because who knows how the Raptors turn out next year. But I, again, worst contract, nowhere near. And big up Emmanuel.